Hello there. We are going to start the first battle of the American Revolution. We have completed the causes. You should have mastered them, understanding what happened, and then something else happened after that that caused something else that caused something else. You need to understand all of that. Now, a battle will begin. Today, you're going to have to explain the significance of Lexington and Concord. So, you're going to learn what that battle is and make sure you know what the word critical means. Note that the biggest mistake that students will make is you will confuse the battles. There are hundreds, but guess what? I am only teaching you three. Yes, that is it. Out of the hundreds, I am only teaching you three. Lots of wars have tons of battles. They're just not all as significant, equally significant. So, the very first one you're going to learn is Lexington and Concord. And you are successful today if you can tell me why this battle is significant and explain the issues that surrounded this battle. In your assignment, the first thing is here's a quick review. Why are the colonists so angry? We have mercantilism. We had the French and Indian War, which led to the Proclamation Line and all of these taxes. And then because of the Boston Tea Party, it led to the Intolerable Acts. And we are just running on thin ice here. Everyone is very upset on both sides. Okay, I love when we can see something come to life in history. Hollywood has millions of dollars. School districts don't, as far as producing movies and reenacting history. So I couldn't link it to YouTube because, well, I get in trouble when I do from YouTube because that's copyrighted. I mean, I can show you in class, but y'all aren't here. So I do just have this in my Google Drive. You're going to have to click on that link and surely, hopefully it works. You may have to download it. It's about 12 minutes. It's the clip from the Sons of Liberty series. It's so awesome. Before you even learn about the battle, here it is for you, reenacted amazingly. So please make sure you can watch it. If you don't, let me know. I can try and figure something out. If I can get you live on Zoom, I can show you that way. So hopefully you can get this downloaded. So you're going to watch that, enjoy, pause this video, or watch it all the way through, and then go back and watch the video, whatever works for you. Okay, some words to make sure you know. Continental Congress, that is just the group of men who represent each of the colonies. So each of the colonies gets men that they respect and think are intelligent enough to get together and make plans for the colonists. What are we going to do about all these taxes? What are we going to do about Great Britain? What are we going to do about the Intolerable Acts? And so these men get together and literally talk things out. And we have guys that do that today, but they gave themselves the name the Continental Congress. This is the group of men who are deciding the next move for the colonies. The word critical means extremely important. So just make sure you know what that word is. If there's ever words you don't understand, you are virtual. You can look those up, but sometimes there's lots of different definitions. So if you ever have a question, just ask me. Okay, so here is your actual assignment. So after you've watched the video, you'll click here. It'll force you to make a copy, as always. And then there is a new type of assignment today, but we will do this all year long. So once you learn it once, you'll be good to go. So these are called 3-column notes. Why? Because they have 1, 2, 3 columns. Funny how that works. So what you're going to do is you see the first column. You're going to be looking at pictures, and it is that easy. You write what you see. Where are these pictures? They're on the third slide because I wanted your reading to be close to where you have to type. So you would go to these pictures. You're going to look at the first picture and write down 2 things you see. And then you'll look at the second picture and write down 2 things you see. So I'm going to go over here. I'm going to zoom in because it's so much easier to see that way. So here's the picture 1. I'm looking at this. I'm deciding what I see. Okay, I see this. Okay, thinking. Now I'm going to go back here and type 2 things I saw. So then I'm going to look at the second picture. Okay, I noticed this. Okay. So I'm going to go back here and or type in what I see. So I'm going to help you with this because I don't want you to be confused and I'm just not right next to you to help you. Then you have the section titles. This is the title of each section on the reading. So the king responds to the Continental Congress. The king responds to the Continental Congress. It just matches up. So there are 4 section titles and there are 4 section titles on the reading. Okay, we're going to turn these section titles into questions. The king responds, the Continental Congress is not a question. So you would want to go here and think questions start with who, what, when, where, why, how. So a way we can put this is, how does the king respond to the Continental Congress? And question ends with a question mark. Okay. And then we're going to answer that. So I can go over here and answer that, or I can go ahead and make these all questions. So the first shots at Lexington. I'm going to help you with this. Let's try this. Who fired the first shots at Lexington? And this makes me remember that when you do watch the video, I know you'll see a little bit of violence, but American history is just not butterflies and sunshine. As great as there's proud moments in American history, there are really bad things. There's violence, there's arguments, there's torture, there's abuse, and that's just part of it. So that's kind of the most part of the year. Who fired the first shots at Lexington? The second blow at Concord. What was the second blow at Concord? I'm kind of doing this for you right now if you haven't noticed. After the last shot was fired. What happened after the last shot was fired? Okay, so I really helped you out that first part, and so I assume that you can now do the next part. So we have now 4 questions. Let's answer them. How does the king respond to the Continental Congress? Guess how easy this is going to be. Your answer is in the section with that section title. So I'm going to go over to my reading, and I'm going to read about the king responds Continental Congress. I'm going to read that, and I'm going to see, well, how does he respond? What does he do? So I'm reading through, and when I have my answer, I'm going to go and I'm going to simply type it right here. Now, who fired the first shots at Lexington? Well, easy. I'm going to go to the section, the first shots at Lexington. I'm going to read this. It's a trick question. So pay attention to what your answer might be. It's kind of a trick. You don't have an exact answer. There's an answer. You'll see when you read. I don't want to spoil the fun. So you'll type your answer here. What was the second blow at Concord? Well, the second blow at Concord, let me see what that is. And now I'll type my answer. And last question, what happened after the last shots? The last shot was fired. After the last shot fired. Okay. Now I'm going to be able to answer all of those. I am then done with my 3-column notes. I go to the bottom. The battles of Lexington and Concord were significant to the American Revolution because they'll say it several times, but I really need you to know this. So I'm just going to throw it out there. Okay. Because why were they significant? Significant means important. The battles of Lexington and Concord were significant to the American Revolution because they were the first battles of the American Revolution. Or you could say, another way to put it, because they started the American Revolution. Because basically when that first shot was fired, boom, we have a war now. We had, and you should have saw in the video clip, like you could see so well it's showing that. So your answer to number 2 is like acted out for you. Oh, it's so good. Sometimes I like Hollywood. So it really allows us to visualize that. And why is it a big deal? Because the first battle is always a big deal because it's the first, just like the last battle is always a big deal. Well, no, I lied. The battle that secures victory. Sometimes it's not the last one because there wasn't very good technology, so people would keep fighting battles even though they already won the war. You'll learn about this as we go through the school year. Okay, and then so you've answered this question. You're all done with this assignment. The last thing you need to do is visualize Lexington and Concord with sketches. We usually do this in class. You'll type Lexington battle. Okay, so you can like sketch on here if you wanna figure that out, you could. I don't think a lot of us can print this, so I would insert image, upload from computer. I would put military guy or put in a colonist, and then you can type in, like, red coat or something like that. So upload from computer, no, JK, not upload from computer, insert image, search the web, and I might put, colonist, see what I can find. I got some pictures of some colonists doing some different things. I might put red coat, soldier. Ooh, let's see what that brings up. Okay, so I got some stuff. So I can kind of maybe act out the battle here. So remember in Lexington, who runs away? We saw that in the video. Technically, who ran away is the colonists. So, but right after that happens Concord. Who runs away from that? The British. So it's kind of like the colonists lost Lexington, but won Concord. So it's kind of like 1 to 1. And we'll talk about, you'll see as we go through battles. I mean, there's so much exciting things to learn. So this is just the first thing. So when you're done with that, you're done. You will then take this, you'll go back to Google Classroom where you will go to your assignment and press add or create, then go to Google Drive and attach this right here. Okay, if you have any questions, contact me on email or Google Classroom, Lexington and Concord.